recently. Yeah. You guys are there, right? I don't.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right. I'm just making sure. Uh, Okay. Where were we going? Gosh, I hate that. Lost all our good momentum.
About day rates and
Oh, okay.
I got 10 minutes.
Okay. So you tell that person, you could tell that person to like, well, maybe you could use this as a negotiating tactic and be like, well, if you pay me on delivery instead of net 30, you know, maybe something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, something like that just helps sweeten the deal, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. It's always just like a really kind of like thin line, and you're trying to balance it between like, sure, I want to stand my ground and I want to get paid for my time properly, but yeah, if you're hurting for work, then it's going to be tough to just kind of like stay firm on that. So, and it's all a result of the industry, right? So, I foresee that it's going to be a long time before things change for the better.
Yeah.
If anything, they might get worse. We'll see, right? Like I think like a friend of mine was talking about like what was it, like Fiverr or whatever.
Yeah, Fiverr's the worst.
And like things like that. It's like, well, they're basically advertising like people that'll do like something for you for like just pennies, and you're like, well, how can I compete with that? Right?
You get what you pay for. I'm not too worried about that.
But also that, right? Also that. This is what I also tell people. It's like, look, I mean, if you're coming to me, you could have easily gone to like, I don't know, I'm not gonna say Fiverr again, but you could have gone like anywhere,
right? And
like gotten anyone. So why are you coming to me? If you're coming to me, is because like you want something specific that I can do for you, and this is what it's gonna cost, right? And these are my terms, so to speak, right? Like these are the days that I'm gonna work. These are the hours I'm gonna work. Hopefully we all agree on that, and if not, then it's on me to make a decision. It's like, yeah, can I afford to just be like, well, I mean, not literally tell them like in their face like screw you guys, but like internally be like, well, yeah, screw this job, I'm just gonna move on and take the next one. Or do I have to be like, well, I should probably still take it, maybe try and meet them halfway somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's tough. So I totally get it. I totally understand the rant. it's very valid.
Yep.
Yeah. I know Matt has a hard out here pretty soon.
Yeah.
So before we go,
I gotta prep for some meetings and go pick up my kids. So I would like to be prepared for the meetings.
Of course.
Before we go, I'd like to do Brograph recommends, and we'll just quickly go down this list.
Cool.
I don't know if you've had time to look at it ahead of time or not, but
yeah.
We'll start out with favorite movie.
Always a tough one. I would say it's between The Fifth Element. Stargate was always one of my favorites. Always been into that like desert wave stuff. And I guess this is like a wild card for me, but as a kid, I always loved Point Break, the original.
Okay. Cool.
Yes. I was a fan of that. I once like some like magazine once did like a quote unquote review of my work, and they said it's like a mix between Stargate and Point Break. I was like, oh man, that's so flattering. I can't believe you guys said that. So thank you.
And what about your favorite music?
Stuff
I would listen to while you're working too.
It's a mix, honestly. There's a lot of like kind of like Y2K era music that I enjoy, especially the electronic music of that time. Sometimes video, some of it. I back then I was listening to more like Prodigy,
Stroke 9,
like Fluke,
Eve 6.
Eve 6. Yes. Sixpence None the Richer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like mostly just electronic music from that era, and or rap, like hip hop, either like 90s hip hop, like early 2000s hip hop, or some of the current hip hop. Yeah. That's it.
Black Balloon.
Black Balloon.
Who did that song? I can't remember.
I don't know. Can't remember right now.
Yeah, I gotta look it up now. It's bugging me. What about TV show?
TV show. So The Wire is always like all time.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch though, like The Wire, Twin Peaks was always great. I don't know if like whenever I mentioned Peep Show was also great, but not a lot of people know that one. It was like a British show with these two guys like Mitchell and Webb. They also had like a sketch comedy thing. It was really good. It was also from like the early 2000s.
Goo Goo Dolls, that's who it was.
Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah.
Yes, my favorites, obviously. So those are the ones. I mean, I mentioned like that Love, Death and Robots show is pretty cool. And there's actually like this new Formula One show on Netflix that I've like been so hooked on. I don't know why. It's really called like Formula One something. But it's been surprisingly addictive. I've been like hooked on that for sure. But all times definitely The Wire, like hands down. Yeah.
What about podcasts?
Of course, this one. But you know, to be honest, like
interview
like, I
over.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Done. Bye. You know, it's funny. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but recently a friend turned me on to two of them that I liked. One of them is called My Favorite Murder. Okay. It's like a true crime kind of like murdery type thing. They usually go like on each show they go through like some different story about some murder somewhere. And the hosts are pretty funny. So there's that. And also another one called like How Did This Get Made? Which it's got like
I think I've heard of that.
Paul Scheer, Jason Mantzoukas, and they usually like rotate through like a third host, and they just go around like making fun of like really bad movies.
Yeah.
And that was like really fun.
Kind of like the Flophouse, or
I think similar to that. Yeah. Similar vibe for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And plugin.
This is a no-brainer. Redshift, number one.
Cool.
And also X Particles. I think those two are like my main ones. I use those like 99% of the time for anything. So
it doesn't have X Particles, you add X Particles.
Exactly. Right. It doesn't require it, but I'm still gonna throw it in.
Every project looks like a nail because I have my X Particles hammer. What about your headphones?
Oh, these ones.
Yeah.
These are Beyerdynamic DT770. They are my favorite. Like I've had this specific pair, the ones that I'm wearing right now, for 10 years, and they're still working perfectly.
Wow.
Also, they sound good. They wow. They sound really good. Like they're really balanced. Like there's not too much bass. There's not too much like of the highs. So I can have them on for hours. And also, like the ear cups are pretty big. Which like for someone like me, I have like giant ears. Like, well, maybe you can tell from this, but my ears are pretty big. And most headphones, I'll put them on, and I feel like they're just like squishing my ears into my head, and like they're really uncomfortable. Yeah. These are the first headphones that I've had that don't do that. That I can like have on. They're like really comfortable. That they're great.
Yeah, they look really comfortable.
They're very comfortable. The one thing is they're pretty high impedance. I forget. Impedance.
Impotence?
I'm pretty sure it's not impedance.
Impedance? Your
go back and pray to your eggplant lord. No, but they're pretty high impedance, which means that they're kind of on the quiet side. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, especially if I'm at home. It can be more of a problem if I'm like on a train or in a plane, because then they don't get that. Yeah, planes, trains, automobiles, or a boat. They don't get too loud. So even when you crank up the volume all the way up on your phone, for example, you can still hear like a bunch of noise outside. So mostly for home use, they're good.
Yeah, I actually like being able to. That's why I don't wear my Bose on the show. I like to be able to hear what's going on around. So if the lawnmower guy's out and about, then I kind of know it's coming. So I can mute myself or something when I'm doing a show. But David Ariev got the Quiet Comfort 35 twos this weekend for his birthday. So happy birthday, Octane Jesus.
Happy birthday.
Oh, and speaking of, it's also my wife's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Your wife.
Happy birthday, Amy.
Happy birthday.
I love you more than anything in this entire world.
Nice.
You had to say that, right?
I didn't have to.
Yeah,
I choose to.
You had to say
because
it
I
on the
love
show
her.
for the
Absolutely,
to
she
get the
listens to
extra
the show.
points. Yeah,
it's a little Easter egg for her.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Very nice.
What about your favorite website, Chrome extension, or app? One of those.
Website. I am so boring at that. I'm gonna say I spent most of my time on Google image search.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Frankly,
Cool.
frankly,
Yeah.
I'm always just like searching for an image for something.
I get that.
Whether it's for like a mood board type thing or
Yeah.
for anything else. But
Mhm.
most of my internet time is GIS.
You got to put that extra
Boring as
Chrome
hell.
extension in there for that too, because you can't save anymore. Whatever they did to it.
Yes.
Easy
absolutely.
fix.
Yeah.
What about life hack?
Life hack. Well, I have a couple. It's funny because like over the past year, let's just say like before last NAB, I decided that I needed to kind of get in better shape because I got like really out of shape, especially when you're working in this field and you're sitting at a desk like 12 hours a day.
I've been on my NAB diet for like 4 weeks now. Down 8 pounds.
Yeah.
Doing
Well
that
done.
IF, yo.
Yeah.
Well done.
Mhm.
Well, I started like looking into a couple of ways of like, sure, I mean, working out is one of the most important ones, and I do that a lot. Like I mostly like do cycling. I do a lot of like riding bikes.
Cool.
And like when it's winter here in New York, I mean, I have like a little like indoor trainer where I just like put my bike on it and I just like ride internally. But also it's just like there's like these little things that you can stop doing or just like replace with other things that really have a big effect. And for me, it was mostly about like what I drink, and not necessarily just like for booze, but for like
Cokes and
anything,
stuff.
like with a meal. Like I used to be so addicted to like drinking like just like soda, right? Like Coke or Sprite or stuff like that.
Mountain Dew was
right?
my jam for the longest time.
And of course, you're sitting at a desk and you're like, well, yeah, let me just grab a big, tall glass of ice cold Coca-Cola. And sure, that was delicious and everything. But like that stuff is so full of
sugar.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, you've got the zero, though.
If it's zero, it doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count. But yeah, like I hated diet drinks, so I would just like drink the regulars and everything. So now I don't, in order to like replace that kind of like feeling, I just drink straight up just like seltzer, like just so like club soda, seltzer.
Ew.
I've done that many a time.
Maybe I'll like spray a little bit of like a lime juice or lemon juice in it.
You got the Soda Stream?
I don't, but I should probably buy one because I've been just buying so much seltzer.
That's the easiest. You just take regular water and and just and there you go.
Yeah. I should probably get one of those, but I've been doing that a lot instead of just drinking like soda. That helps. Also for booze, because I mean I drink. Tequila drinks. Like tequila and mezcal are the lowest calorie types of booze that you can have.
Lower no carb as well.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, whenever I drink now, most of the time I'll just have a tequila soda with lime, and it'll do the job. It'll definitely get you drunk. It's pretty refreshing, also, might I add, and low calorie. So instead of like just going to places and just chugging down like 6 beers, I'll just chug down 6 tequila sodas instead.
Unless you want to go the Michelob Ultra route to really, but
pass.
Yeah.
Pass.
That's why I do whiskey soda or whiskey vodkas, because there's no carbs in them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, someone asked if I ride road fixie MTB
or mountain bike.
No, I used to ride fixed gear bikes, and for a second I even tried track racing for like a summer. It obviously I was not built for racing bikes, so I tried that for like a summer and then I gave up. But I still rode like fixed gear bikes for a while, and then eventually I just transitioned into road bikes. So now I just ride road bikes. I have like a pretty decent carbon road bike that right now I'm just riding indoors. But spring is coming, so I'll be riding that one outdoors more.
Yeah.
It's so nice outside right now.
I started biking the last couple days with my daughter, and I'm really ready to get back like mountain biking. So
right.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to get out there and like do your bike rides. It's funny because I was watching the show that I like called High Maintenance, and the latest episode which came out last night, the guy, literally that's his name. He's just like riding his bike all over, and he's just kind of like taking in the sights of the city and everything. It's like the middle of summer. It's nice to get out there and like ride a bike, and especially when the weather's nice. So I am looking forward to that for sure.
You got to keep it up too, because the first time you go back out, you hurt your butt.
Oh yes, everything everything hurts. Everything hurts when you go back out.
It's the seat. If you don't have the seat right,
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
Like, it takes a while to get back to being used to that.
It takes a while. It does help that I've been riding it indoors on my trainer, but it like riding outdoors is still like a whole totally different thing. But
the seat bops your bone. And
it does.
A bruised taint or something.
It does. Your taint takes
taint
takes a beating.
It hurts. It really, if you have a good seat, it's still, yeah. Matt says riding shorts. Riding shorts, you can get the cushion, the taint cushion. It helps.
Yes, and absolutely. If you ride in like bike shorts or like in bike bibs, I mean, because I do that. I ride in the whole like Lycra shit, Oops.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the whole Lycra thing with like the padded shorts and all that stuff, and that definitely helps. But it's always still gonna hurt eventually, especially if you're at it for hours. So you're in the pain cave. You have to be willing to be in the pain cave, basically.
Yeah. Well, I know Matt's got to get out of here.
Yep.
Get out of here.
But we're going to take off. Thanks for being on, by the way.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
If anybody wants to check out Nate's work, your website is somenerv.com, SOMENERV.com, and somenerv on social, just at somenerv.
Yes, indeed.
And we're going to get out of here. So you are coming to NAB or not now? I can't remember. No,
probably not. I think I have some work around that. I would love to, but it's looking unlikely.
Gotta take that vacation, yo.
Maybe I will.
I know,
you never know.
see?
Maybe I'll make it like a surprise thing. Maybe I'll show up, not tell anyone.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, by the way, can I crash with you? No, we'll see. Right now it's looking like 75% now, but you never know. That 25% might creep up. We'll see.
Well, you can rate us on iTunes, leave a review, helps get our ratings up. Subscribe to us in your podcatcher of choice. That also helps with our ratings. You can subscribe to our newsletter. You can say you've been there, done that, got the t-shirt with the No Mograph tee. The limited edition Gaten Simone shirt, which is still out there, of course. And, I mean, even the Brograph tee is limited at this point. But what is not limited is the Feel the Bab 2020 shirt. All the profits from that goes to Doctors Without Borders. And then the Render Things t-shirt, hoodie, and long sleeve shirt. So I'm really digging my long sleeve one. It's pretty sweet.
Sweet.
And that wraps that up. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Brograph.com, and all the other stuff and things. What's up?
And make sure, this is for all the people who have stuck through to the end. Make sure and look out for the next few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Because we are planning something. We're planning something kind of big,
Ooh, yeah.
And
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Real
so
fun.
It's going to be an event of sorts. So make sure you're subscribing, because it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Yeah. We're working on it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Sure is.
Super excited. I'll tease more about it next week.
If you're in the chat, there's a clue. That's all I can say. So I'm gonna have to take off and reshape my banana now.
Do it.
Oh my
It's all sorts of messed up. It's not doing very well. So yeah.
It's taking a beating.
So we're gonna get out of here. Until next week, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
And I'm Nate.
Have a good one.
Later, bros.
Later, bros.
All right.
Mograph.net. I don't think the website is up yet, is it? It is not yet. It's not up yet.
Okay, we're still live. Hold on.
Yeah.
Turn off all the stuff.
I know. Life is so hard for you, isn't it? No, it's